Okay, okay. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to our call for tonight. If you can hear me, please put the letter Y in the question box, and I'll know you can hear me. And then we will go ahead and get started. All right, thank you. And what we're going to do, so if you have any questions about doing something with your PLR, please feel free to write it in the box. What I will do is I'll start on a few prepared comments, but of course your questions take precedence. So so if you have them, please feel free to write them in the box, and I will do the best that I can to answer them. Barring that, if there are no questions, then I'm just going to plow ahead. But again, if you do have questions, just interrupt me, and I will stop and answer your questions. We're going to talk about pre-selling for personal development products, in particular digital products. And I saw that today that both Sean and Callie, they released something called Lifelong Learning. So I thought I'd talk about that and what you would do, because I know that most of the people who are part of our training and get our products are primarily teaching business people and people who are interested in internet marketing and marketing their business online. But this is one of those subjects that is related to some of the things that we do and we talk about, and it certainly has some intersection. So you can take I think something that you and Callie did, you can put it in your membership, you can sell it outright, or you can kind of mold it by doing interviews and adding some stuff to it. Now, I'm not going to talk about that so much as I am going to talk about how you would pre-sell for that particular product regardless of what you did. And so we're going to talk about Learning for Life. As a reminder, our hackathon is still available. If you are not an Ultimate Insider, you can still get the hackathon at this URL. If you are an Ultimate Insider, this is already part of your inventory. So, again, you don't have to get this if you are signed up and active as an Ultimate Insider. And again, if you're not an Ultimate Insider, you can sign up at theplrshow.com/insiders. And I probably won't talk a lot about what's available. I've done a lot of that in the past. I've actually got to get to back to recording for Prompt Engineering Playbook, which is coming out on Monday. So the course I'm going to be talking about tonight primarily is we're going to talk about pre-selling, is the one that you and Callie did. So if you haven't seen that, you can get that at theplrshow.com/you and Callie. And so how would you pre-sell that course that talks about lifelong learning? What would your lead-in be? How would you use it inside of a member area where you're primarily talking about business? What's the tie-in? And so the tie-in really is being able to understand what adult learning means to you and I, what it's going to mean to your customers, because everything we do as an information marketer, we're really teaching people something that they want to learn. And typically they're going to be motivated to learn because they're trying to improve something or they're trying to make something go away. But they go and they buy information products because they think that there could be maybe one aspect of that information product that'll give them an edge in terms of overcoming something. And these are all good things. And so we are in that industry of being able to help people to overcome whatever it is they want to overcome, whatever it is they feel like their shortcoming is. We can help them to overcome those things by giving them the right information and by giving them training on demand when they need it. That's one of the benefits and the beauties of digital marketing. That's going to be the case even after there's AI. So even though you can go pretty much and get just about anything from a chatbot, it's still not necessarily fully reliable. And even a chatbot doesn't necessarily have trust. So one of the things that you and I still need to be doing right now is, and I've said this since the beginning of the year, is to double down on building your professional network. Double down on getting people to know who you are, doubling down on making sure they know what you can do and what you know, and making sure that you are connected at every level, connected to affiliates, connected to partners, connected to sponsors, connected to all of the people. Make sure that you are the center of the universe, even as AI progresses, because we don't really know exactly what it's going to be. But okay, so let's talk about how you would promote something called Learning for Life. And so I'm going to adapt something that I've done here before, and this is kind of an intersection between lifelong learning and business, in particular digital marketing, or in particular information marketing, where again you are teaching people something new. And so let's talk about this intersection between Learning for Life. Let's see, I wonder if Craig got a question. All right, so let's talk about Learning for Life, and let's talk a little bit about adult learning theory. And when we talk about adult learning theory, it comes from the world of college and university. So this isn't necessarily something that you and I talk about every day. It is something that probably went ignored until online learning became popular. And that's whether it's on the college level or whether it's in part of popular culture. All of these things, these principles, these tools, these things were things that they were there, they were understood, but people really didn't really pay a lot of attention to them. Go through your courses, right? Go through your training, go through your syllabus, go through your activities. Take a look and see what it is that you're going to want to cut out. If you can cut something out, cut it out. It's important. Now, all of these things are going to help you in terms of being a learner that will be the kind of learner that will be a good trainer also. The key to all this is understanding how to be a good trainer as well as how to be a good learner. Okay, are there any questions? It's about 7:31, so I'm not going to go any longer. I had more to do with this, but I'm not going to go any longer with this. Um, I do have the whole PowerPoint presentation, but I don't want to go any further. Let's see if I've got any questions here. See if we've got some questions here. And I'm going to have to get my glasses, unfortunately. Let me see, go back. Let me see. Okay. I think I'm the only one. Okay, so one question. Let's say if you had an email list on Aweber that had not been mailed in nearly 3 years, how would you approach starting it back up? Yeah. Okay. So I think that might be a good plan. Although yeah, there's going to be a lot of bounces. What you don't want is for Aweber to be alerted to something that, well, I guess to be on the safe side. It would probably be a good idea to go ahead and talk to Aweber. I guess my question would be that if you had to rebuild that list, what would it take to rebuild that list? I guess that's sort of that would be one question I would have. Is let's say that you email this list and they just revolt, right? They just say, who is this person? I'm not gonna, I don't even remember this person. I'm gonna. So yeah. So if you had to rebuild that list, I guess my question is going to be, how hard would that be? And I'll come back, and if you answer that, I'll come back and I'll tell you what I think. Okay, let me take a look and see. Yeah. So Craig's question is, do I think that with a variety of online tools, it's easy to get them from pain to pleasure? It's easier than in the past. It can be. You and I, we've still got to try to encourage. What we're doing is leadership, and we're not just selling. We're not just we're not just building followers. We're trying to lead people. And so part of that leadership is going to be that we're going to have to demonstrate, right? We're going to have to be an example of something. And again, I'm talking about in the age of AI. So, because the truth of the matter is, and I'm not just, and this is not just for you, Craig, I'm saying this to everybody. Let me turn on my camera. And even though I don't have on my glasses, let's turn on my camera here. Okay. I'm going to say that even in the age of AI, what you and I have to do, we're leading people. And so we're going to have to it's really simple to understand. It's just hard to do because of the bandwidth it's going to take. We've got to demonstrate something. So in other words, we've got to demonstrate something that we know is going to work for people, and we've got to show them, and we've got to have evidence. And sometimes we need that evidence for ourselves when we're teaching. But we've got to demonstrate that something. And then what we demonstrate, that is what we're going to tell people is going to work. That's ultimately everything information marketing is, right? And some people do it, I mean, they have really short cycles. So you'll see this, if you've seen products on, I don't know, JVZoo, Warrior Plus that are not software, someone will say, well, hey, let's just say that they're consultants. Well, for the last 6 months, I generated 22,455 leads. It doesn't matter what that number is. The fact of the matter is they went and demonstrated something. And they say, okay, you know what? Now I did this. I'm going to show you how I did that. That's really what information marketing is. And so the number of times we can repeat that means that's the number of times we can sell. So we can lead people when we have an example and we demonstrate it. And so the tools will help people to get from pleasure to from pain to pleasure, but I don't know that it will get them from not accomplishing to accomplishing. And so long term, right? The people that you want with you are the people that have done something and they're accomplishing, right? All right, that's a good question. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, and so Craig said that there's an obstacle, and especially with, and one of the things that you and I have to do to the best of our ability is, and again, we've got to try to we've got to try to demystify some of the technology, and I'll be fully transparent. One of the things that we talked about doing with the Ultimate Insider platform is doing everything for someone. And I thought to myself, well, what happens if, go high level for some reason they go away? And the other thing is that it's a business that I don't want to be in. And I think I've said that over and over again. So part of what you got to do with technology is you got to decide what business you want to be in. And so I've always encouraged Ultimate Insiders and everyone to be an educator, because you can educate and you can help people and you can show people. The minute that you cross over into I'm responsible for them, that's a different business, right? And so um, the SaaS and the tools, they're going to get better over time, right? 5 years from today, they're going to be even better than they are right now. But you still want to be in that position of being the educator, right? And so the best position to be in is, and I remember, I don't know who said this a long time ago. I think it was even Armin Moore. So one of those dudes. That what you and I do is we make sense of the internet. So in other words, we organize it. So people come to the internet, they say, I want to make money online. They go to YouTube, they go to Google, they go to all these places. I want to go to this, and they go to Warrior Plus, and they go to JVZoo, and they go to ClickBank, and say, I want to make money online. And eventually they discover that there's nobody running all this, right? There's nobody organizing all this. There's nobody in charge. There's nobody saying this person's good, that person's not good. This person, we're gonna give this person a timeout. Nobody's doing that, right? Eventually, you discover that. Eventually, people discover that, and so what people need are guides, and that's what you and I have to be. We've got to be a reliable guide, and so when I say position yourself as an educator, it's not just so that you can sell stuff. It's so that people can have people who are reliable, who can lead someone from where they are to where they got to go. The knowledge, there's no mystery to this stuff, right? People have to build a list. They've got to build an audience, and they've got to attract the right people. And they've got to sell this stuff to them, right? That doesn't take anything, right? It doesn't take any, grand plan or anything. But it does take a special person who can lead someone from where they are to get to that point. And so what you and I are doing in that leadership is we are organizing the internet for people. We are reliable. We are the source so that maybe they don't know, right, who all the reliable vendors are. Maybe they don't know exactly how to get from point A to point B. Maybe they don't know what to say no to, right? We made the decision back in, I don't know when we do, but you'd be hard pressed to catch me promoting software, right? And I had to come to that point, and I'm giving up money to do that, and so we have to launch more to do that. But that to me is a better way of doing business because I want to be reliable. And if I send people to a software application like once a week or every day, right? And listen, you're an adult. You don't need me to tell you whether or not to buy software or not. And I don't have time to tell you which ones to buy, which ones not to buy. I don't want to be in a review business. I have no desire to do that. I know there are people who do a great job of that. They do reviews. They say, don't buy this one, buy this one. These people are scammy. These people are not scammy. More power to them to do that business model, right? That's a way of being in the marketplace, and it is one that will work and has always worked, right? So if you want to do so, my point by saying that is the easier business model is to take a position in the marketplace, to be reliable as a source of information, to organize the internet for people. Eventually, the people that will make sense to, they will find you, right? If you will organize it for them so that they know what they're supposed to do, and that it just takes time to become that person. There are all kinds of ways to shortcut the process, right? There are all kinds of ways to skip the line. And again, if you get an opportunity to skip the line, you should. You still will eventually come back down to having to build a brand that relies on you being reliable. There's no two ways about that, unless, of course, you want to be in the make money online space. Now, if you want to be in the JVZoo Warrior Plus world and you want to sell to other internet marketers, you don't need any of that stuff. All you need is a good launch, right? So you don't have, and nobody cares whether or not you were the last one was a bomb and you were reliable. You don't know it. Nobody cares, right? They care about whether or not the thing that you're selling on Warrior Plus, JVZoo, ClickBank, they care if that thing's going to help them. They don't care about, who you are and, how reliable you are to some degree. But if you're not going to be in that space, and most of the people that end up being ultimate insiders, they don't want to have to depend on being in that space. And so because of that, what I have said in my training ever since 2020, what I say ad nauseum, ad infinitum in New Marketer Workshop is position yourself as an educator so that you can be a reliable source of information, so that you can organize the internet for the person that will eventually become your customer and will buy into your continuity offer. There's no shortcutting that. And so if it takes a long time, it takes a long time. If you got to sell some stuff, if you got to, do what you have to do until that audience becomes yours, till you attract them all, That's what you got to do. But having people come to you because you're reliable, AI is not going to get between you and that customer. They can't get between you and your customer at that point if that's who you are with that customer. So it's still going to be, right? Everything I've been saying, and everything I have been saying since 2020 is true. It's still true. It'll be true 5 years from now. I don't care what it is, metaverse, AI, whatever the case. You need an audience, you need a list, you need to be reliable, you need to be in the marketplace, you need to be visible. And oh boy, I've kind of gone on at the mouth about this. So let me see. Let me find if I did. Dana, did you answer my question? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. This is going to be an interesting one, Dana. I think that I don't know how AWeber is going to respond if you email them and you get a bunch of bounces, right? And you're going to get some complaints. I guess if you can create some kind of incentive that will, you know, I mean, there are all kinds of subject lines. I mean, I guess if you want to test some subject lines as to get them to open it, and then once they open it, you're going to have something that's like, you know, like a good giveaway. We can talk about it. So, you know, you're an ultimate insider. We'll find something. When you're ready to do that, right? Let's talk about it. I'll suggest some things to you, like write me in support, or if you want to get together and talk about it, I will suggest some things to you. Even if I got to go find something that I have that you can give people, right? Because they're going to be out their tree, right? Some people are just like that, but they would have been like that. Some people would have been like that regardless of whether or not you emailed them every day. So so yeah, so when you're ready, if you write me, I will see if I can find something. And I mean, I have no idea what what you could do, but it's gonna have to be good. And you get them to opt in again. Basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna do something to get them to double opt in. So in other words, you're basically redoing it. So you're gonna email this list, and you're going to get them to double opt in, and you start emailing them every day, right? And so you might have to say, well, this list might just be verboten. Now, the only thing I don't know is how AWeber is going to respond to you not emailing them for a long time and emailing them and them getting a bunch of bounces, right? And people getting a bunch of complaints. So I don't know, maybe you do have a good plan there to talk to them. That's a tough one. But the other side that I can help you solve, which is again, you're an ultimate insider. I will find something. Even if you don't have it, I got something you can give away, and you can give it away, and it'll be good. Let's see. Hey, Gail, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. What Gail's suggesting is maybe to send a warm email series, and Dana, maybe post it to the insider forum if you want, and maybe somebody else has some ideas about this specifically, or if they've gone through that. But my vote would be to try to get these people maybe to a training, right? To to something that will, something that's like meaty, that's a giveaway, right? So, and then that process, when they sign up for whatever that is, they opt in again. Let's see. George. Hey, George. Yeah. I'm going to be doing just about everything and that you had in terms of a question in the hackathon. Yes, sir. Yep, for sure. Okay, so Eric says that your high ticket course should be, how long should it be? I guess my question would be, Eric, for 1997, and this is one of those, it should be you're going to treat this like, I just talked about one of those that everybody has 1 to 20 significant learning experiences. So you've got to treat it like it's going to be one of their 20 significant learning experiences. And so, one of those learning experiences is probably going to be college, right? That's one learning. So if you got to treat it in terms of um, the length. So obviously for 1997, no, we're not talking about an hour-long class. We're talking about something that's going to be like one of those, like on par with significant in terms of college. Yeah, I can't remember when I paid 1997 before, but if I do, I'm looking for something significant, right? And well, actually, I take that back. I think about a year and a half ago, I paid a guy, and did I get it back? Maybe. I may have gotten it back. But my point by saying that is it should be significant as one of those experiences. Let me see. Yeah, Craig, I think breaking it up is a good idea, right? So it's ultimately the the way to go. Okay, everybody, it's about 7:52 Eastern Standard Time, and I've got to finish prompt engineering for Monday, and so I've got a few more videos left to do, and so I'm gonna cut out on you here, and I'm gonna get to eating, and also for those of you all who know Lana, she graduates this week. She's getting her master's from down there at Morgan State, so that's going to happen this week. Yeah, well, I would say I would receive those congratulations. Yeah, congratulations for Lana, right? Yeah, uh, but she's on her own now, so you know what I mean. Um, so I didn't pay for any of this, so she paid for all of this, with her scholarships and all the other stuff. So now her undergrad, like when people say congratulations, I received that, right? Because I paid for that. But yeah, but I can't, I can't really take, can't take any credit. Yeah, Craig saying his daughter graduated from, was it Glasgow? Yeah, no, yeah, yeah, you're really proud. I'm very proud. Yeah, I'm very proud. And yep, I'm still a proud papa. Yeah, yeah. Undergrad I take credit for. Masters I can't. I didn't do any of the work there. So okay, everybody. Well, thanks for hanging out with us here. Have a great night and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.